Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mike Kollin at MikeKollin.com. Welcome back to 2026, Year of the Fire Horse. I'm Mike Kollin, and this is Cracked Female Code. You will learn how to connect with your true power inside. I'm an elite dating and relationship coach specializing in communication between men and women and specializing in emotional healing. I'm an award-winning life coach, dating and relationship coach in California and the Bay Area. I'm an author of 5 dating and relationship coaching books. Today is the second part of Are Women Batshit Crazy, or Do We Just Misunderstand Each Other? The music will go down in 5 seconds. Communication is a challenge between men and women because we are not on the same page, but my discovery teaches men how to get on the same page by opening up to the right brain. And teaching men how to speak the right brain's internal language and speak in the same patterns and process communication in the same way. So here's the deal. The challenge is most men do not realize that men and women are speaking two completely separate, different languages. I don't mean that metaphorically. I mean that physically, neurologically, and literally. These are two sub-languages. The male external logical processor in language and the internal right brain's expanding circular internal language. These are two different languages being processed by two different processors that give two completely different meanings to the same words. And they process in two different directions. External meaning outwards versus internal. We're going in two different directions even when we're trying to say the same thing. There is an answer now. Now, in the last video, I told you what you can ask her that will help her to give you clarity. So in the last video, it was really simple. We use different definitions. I'm going to make it really quick. See, a lot of times you think, well, this word means this to me. This is the definition that I learned. But if someone is from a different culture, a different time, or a different subculture, such as different part of the city, whether it's the ghetto, high intellectual, wealthy versus poor versus country versus northern versus whatever, we give different meanings to the same words. Here's another thing. Words change meaning over time. A word that meant something in the year 0 BC does not mean the same thing now. Here's another thing. Words have different meanings in different languages. Here's another thing. The left and right brain processors give two completely radically different meanings to the same words. A very typical experience is she says A out of her right brain, he takes it and processes it through the left brain's logical processor, and it gives a different meaning and definition to the same words that she just said. She's saying A, but you're hearing B. You are not hearing what she's saying. Now, there's an easy fix to all of this. So yesterday I taught you to ask her, what do you mean when you say this? Because then she will tell you what it means to her. And that's the only thing that matters in communication, is because when someone's speaking, it's their meaning and it's their definition and it's what it means to them, not you, because you're not the one speaking. You're not the one sharing the information. Now, when you speak, yes, you're right. It's important for them to ask you, what does it mean when you say A, B, and C? Because then they have greater clarity. The challenge with most human beings is we do not listen to someone else's meaning or definition. We listen to what we think it means, and that's what screws up communication. Stop doing that. Okay, so yesterday I taught you 2 or 3 simple questions. The right brain's always asking a question of, okay, so if a man says A, her left brain understands you, but then she'll bring it over to the right brain, and her right brain will automatically ask itself, what does this really mean, or what is a deeper meaning of this? It's always asking one of those 2 questions, which essentially are the same question. What does this mean? Okay? Why? Because the right brain cannot help it. It is hardwired to look for deeper meaning in everything. Now, here's where we're going to make the switch. Instead of asking her, well, what do you mean when you say A, B, or C? We're going to teach you how to communicate in a way that her brain gets deeper meaning. Therefore, she doesn't misunderstand you. Okay. Now, number one, remember her right brain's always looking for a deeper meaning. Now, most men think there isn't deeper meaning. When I work with men, I have a lot of clients come in and they think they have all these esoteric meanings of what something, and all they're doing is just repeating what some guru said, having no clue what it means. Because the left brain is the surface level brain. It just says A, and that's it. It doesn't realize there's a deeper meaning underneath those words. Here's another part of the process that will help clarify. When a woman is in her right brain, she says A, but she doesn't mean A. She means something deeper, something more meaningful. The right brain is actually the rich brain. It adds a lot more information to communication. If you can understand the symbology, the symbolic communication, you're going to get 1,000 bits of information. If you can't, you're only going to get 10 pieces of information. The right brain is the higher communicator. It is the much more in-depth communicator. It is clarity. My typical experience with men when they come in, they're like, oh yeah, I heard that phrase and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, what does it mean? They're like, and they'll look at me like, what do you mean? What does it mean? I go, what does that mean? What did that Buddhist monk mean when he said that? Or what did that wise wisdom master up on the high mountains, when he said that, what does that mean? And I'm like, well, I don't know. So what's the use walking around telling? See, there's a lot of people on YouTube doing this, especially men. They'll say something and not knowing that they don't know what it means. The naivety of the left brain, the male brain, is that it believes everyone has the same meaning for all the words on the planet in the same language. No, we do not at all. Every word has different meanings in different contexts. The word love, there's love of God. That's different than love of your wife. It's also different of love of your daughter. You don't love your daughter the same way you love your wife. There's also something called emotional love. There's also something called sexual love. You don't have that kind of love for your daughter, do you? I hope not. There's also love of your work. That's a different form of love than loving your wife or God. Words have different meanings, and people give different meanings to different words. In the last video I shared, when I was a little kid, I saved up for 3 months, had 4 paper routes. I was a little kid, I was like 9 or 10 years old. I bought these Puma tennis shoes. They're blue suede tennis shoes with the white stripe going down the sides. The first day I put them on, and you gotta understand, I worked hard. The discipline of not spending that money on candy was unbelievable. So here I disciplined myself. I saved the money. I worked through the rain, through the snow, and I got the money. I bought the shoes, and I was really proud of those damn shoes. And my older brother that just came in from Hawaii. So on the West Coast, there was this word that changed meaning, but we were in the Midwest at the time, and that meaning didn't reach the Midwest yet. So he walks in the room and says, Michael, those shoes are bad. Now, I kind of was upset and pissed off. Like, what do you mean? And he goes, those shoes are bad. And my other brother, who's a year older, goes, well, he's trying to say they're good. I'm like, well, then why doesn't he just say that? He goes, man, Michael, those shoes are bad. I go, what's wrong with them? And I had made the connection, right? And so I walked away thinking my older brother thought my shoes were lame and they sucked and they were bad. When my other brother's like, no, he's saying they're really good. I go, then why doesn't he just say that? That's your typical male experience with a woman. Now, we're going to take a reverso uno twist on this to give you the power to communicate in a way that automatically gives her meaning and saves her the trouble of spinning and spinning and spinning out of control, only to freak out and yell at you when you walk in the door. Okay, story number 1, my high school football coach. I lived with my high school football coach when I was in high school. Big dude, offensive lineman in high school and junior college, and he was 6'2.5" and 300 plus pounds. We were kids. I was probably about 150 pounds, about 5'8", something like that. So one day he walks home from work, and he was in a good mood, and you could tell. But then again, men can see something that women can't. Our visual cortex is larger than the female's visual cortex, so we can watch a man and get 90% of the information, and we're like, oh, he looks like he's in pretty good mood. All we need is one bit of information to verify that. Hey, Bill, how you doing? Oh, I'm in a good mood. Boom, that matches with what our visual cortex picked up, and therefore, boom, it's a match, and therefore we know he's in a good mood. Women can't do that because they didn't develop their visual cortex like men did, because women didn't have to fight in wars. See, when you fight in a war, you can't yell at your buddy who's 40 yards away, hey, Jim, the enemy's in front of you. Well, now you just gave Jim's position away, and Jim's a dead guy, okay? You don't want to get your buddy killed. So we had to learn a visual language. You had to be able to look at a guy and look at a direction. And by those 2 bits of information, he had to get 10,000 bits from the first look and another 10,000 bits of information from the next look. And he just got paragraphs of communication. Now he knows where the enemy is without you saying a single word. See, have you ever heard a phrase, a picture says 1,000 words? That's a male phrase. Women don't get 1,000 words from a picture. They get 0. Same thing with hunting animals. When we went hunting, we go, hey, Jim, the deer's in front of you. Well, the deer hears you and gets scared and runs away, and you go home empty-handed, and your children starve and die. Not good. So we had to develop a visual form of communication. That's why every image, every body movement is a picture. Those are each 10,000 bits of information. Women do not get this communication. Their visual cortex is not as large as ours, but their right brain's communication center is larger than ours. So here's the deal. The way a woman understands communication is you have to paint that picture. Imagine there's a blank canvas where an artist is going to paint on it. You have to describe 10,000 words in order for her to see the picture. And then she's like, oh, I understand. But most men come home and say, and so she's looking at you. She has 0 information. Her visual cortex is picking up on almost nothing, maybe 3%, almost nothing. So she goes, well, how are you doing? And you go, oh, I'm doing fine. She's looking at you like, what does that mean? Now, when women say they don't understand men and that we are speaking 2 different languages, they literally mean it, and they are literally right. So here's what happens. Coach Bill comes home, walks through the front door. He's in a good mood. Me and his son Barry, we're in 10th grade. We're looking at him, and we're like, okay, cool. Because when Bill's in a good mood, everything goes fine. But when he's not, holy shit, the tension is high. So he walks in the door, and his wife says, how you doing? And he looks at her and goes, oh, I'm doing good. I had a pretty good day. Now, me and Barry looked at him. We heard that verified what we already knew. Boom, we went back to watching TV because everything was good. Everything checked. Now, I noticed the wife was kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? She was kind of like, well, okay, what does that mean? And you could tell like she was thinking, and I'm like, what's wrong with her? Like, I don't understand. And he was kind of walking around, oh, wow, because she was cooking dinner. Wow, it smells good. And she kind of looks at him, she goes, well, how are you doing? He looked at her kind of confused and like, are you deaf? I just told you. I'm doing good. I really am. And she goes, oh, okay. And you could tell by her tone, she was not okay. It was not okay. Now, I'm going to fill it in right now because her system couldn't understand. She's kind of going, shit, is he in a good mood or a bad mood? Fuck, I don't know. Can I be playful? Is he going to get pissed off? Is he irritated right now? Do I have to be serious? Like, where's he at? See, a lot of times, guys, you come home from work and you're pissed off, and she doesn't know. She can't tell. You're on edge and you're kind of frustrated and pissed off, and then she might say some cute little thing. You're like, God damn it, I'm not in the fucking mood right now. God damn. So women learn really, and it's not only from you, but they learned it from their fathers when they were little girls. They learned it from their high school boyfriends. You're like, whoa, like shit, like how do I know if he's in a good mood? Can I be playful or is that going to piss him off? Like, I don't know. That's something that men don't understand. This is why women will ask you, well, what does that mean? Because remember from the last video, the right brain is always asking that question, what does that mean, or what does that really mean? The right brain's always looking for deeper meaning, because if you don't give her deeper meaning, she's lost. She doesn't know what's going on. You got to remember, women are the smaller sex and they don't have as much testosterone, which makes it even worse. They are the weaker, physically weaker sex. So over the thousands of years, cavemen would smack their wives around. Hell, men used to smack women around even in America up until the 1960s or so. I mean, really, it was kind of a normal thing. He's in a pissy mood. She can't tell. She goes and tickles him or says something goofy. Smack! I'm not in the mood. So you got to understand, it is literally hardwired into female's DNA. Number one, she doesn't understand where you're at. Number two, if you don't express it in the right brain language, she still doesn't understand. And number three, she's going, I don't know if I can be funny and playful or not. Now here's the thing with men, because we pick up 10,000 bits of information from every body movements, we understand what's going on. We understand where you're at emotionally, for the most part. And all we need to do is do a verification check of, hey, what kind of mood you in? Oh, I'm pretty good. Okay, boom, good. So we had dinner. Everything was cool. She was a little kind of miffed. I can't find that she wasn't frustrated, but she was a little kind of lost, a little miffed. I don't know what the right word is, but she was kind of like lost, I guess. So the next day comes along. He walks in the door, and me and Barry on the couch looking at the TV. We looked over to the right into the kitchen. Bill's in a good mood. We're cool. She goes, "How was your day, honey?" He goes, "Oh, I had a pretty good day. It went really well. Blah 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 blah." And he went back and he washed his hands. He came back. Wow, dinner smells great. And he's kind of looking. He opens up the pot and takes a little bit of a taste of it. He goes, "Wow, this tastes good. I'm so glad." Blah blah blah. And then she's kind of sitting there. You can see it. She's kind of getting tense. And she goes, "Well, how was your day?" And he looked at her like, "That was good. I just told you." He kind of walked away, and she's kind of pissed. So the third day, same thing, walks in. Me and Barry look at him. He says he's good. She goes, "How's your day?" He goes, "I'm doing good." Boom, we're fine. We go back to television, and now here's what she dug her heels in. Like, she didn't budge. She crossed her arms. He goes back, washes up, comes back, and she's like, "Well, how was your day?" He goes, "I told you, it was fine. It was a pretty good day. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was okay." And she's just, and she walks out of the room, and he looks at us and like, "What the hell is that?" And I don't know. So the fourth day, he comes in. Now, Barry is attuned to this, and he looks at me and goes, "Dude, watch this." Oh my God. And I was like, oh God, because I hated it when Bill got pissed. And so he walks in, and she asks me, "Well, how was your day?" And she's already pissed, and her heels are already dug in. He goes, "It was fine. It wasn't bad. It was good. It was okay. Nothing bad happened, blah, blah, blah." It went pretty smooth. And he went and cleaned up and came back out. And she goes, "Well, are you going to tell me how your day was?" He goes, "I told you, it was fine. Like, really, nothing bad happened. It was okay." Guys, what you don't understand is if you don't tell her the details, she can't understand you. And I'm not joking. So a few minutes go by, and he walks by her, and she goes, "Are you going to tell me how your day went or not?" And he goes, "I just told you 2 times, blah, blah, blah." And he tries to, in a male way, say, "It was a good day, it wasn't bad." And she screams out, "What does that mean?" And now he flips out, spins, because men, we don't like it when women ask or people say, "What does that mean?" He spun in circles like the Tasmanian devil, I kid you not. And he goes, "Not every goddamn thing has to have a goddamn fucking meaning." Wow. No, he goes, "Not everything has to have a goddamn deeper spiritual meaning." And she goes, "Oh, okay." Dinner was walking on eggshells. Nobody said shit. So number one, guys. So, okay, here's what he said. He goes, "What do you want? The fucking details?" And she didn't say, but she wanted to say yes. See, guys, literally, it's like painting a picture. You have to give her the details, or she won't understand you. Now, I will teach you how to do this in my course, Crack the Female Code. There's a series of steps you have to take to give her the details to build up to the bigger picture. You literally have to paint the picture with a lot of descriptive languaging. This is why women talk and talk and talk, because they're describing each piece of the picture, each piece of the puzzle. Now, ladies, to men, this is kind of a foreign concept. We're like, why? Like, why do we have to give you the details? Okay, I'm going to give you a real life example. So this one guy, he broke his leg at work. He walked in the door, his foot went into this hole, and he snapped it forward, and the shin bone went back through his calf and cut through the skin, and it was sticking out. And this dude was screaming. But The paramedics got there. They shot him up with morphine. They got him in the hospital. He got a surgery done. They fixed the leg. They put him in a cast, and they sent him home. And when he came home, she's like, well, how was your day, honey? And she's kind of looking at him like in the wheelchair and looking at his leg. Like, in other words, like, what the hell happened? He's like, oh, I had a good day. And she's kind of looking at him like, what? And then he's like, oh, yeah, well, it broke my leg and this happened. It was agonizing pain. They picked me up, shot me up with morphine, took me to the hospital, had surgery, and they fixed it, put it in a cast, and now I'm on painkillers. I'm having a great day. So do you understand we're like looking at someone in a cast, like what happened? Like, how is this a great day? It's because you're high. Now, she doesn't know that if you don't tell her. Because most people, breaking your leg like that would not be a great day. For most people, that would be a horrible day. But for you, you got the day off. You're going to get paid time off on a job. And you've got pain pills, and you love pain pills, and blah, blah. You get what I'm saying? So here's the deal. Yes, you have to describe to women, because here's the thing that most men don't understand. She wasn't there. She didn't see what happened. She didn't go through each step. Men forget this. They block it out like for some reason, like, well, how do you not understand? Now, Benef came over one day and he was describing something, and he said, this is what I was telling my girlfriend. I'm like, so after all this time I've explained this to you and you're still doing it to her? He goes, what do you mean? I go, where was she when you were telling her this? He goes, well, in my living room. I go, okay, where were you? He goes, well, I was in my living room. I go, where did this event happen? He goes, well, in Hawaii. I go, where was she when you were in Hawaii fishing? He goes, well, she was in my living room here in town. I go, where were you? He goes, I was in Hawaii. I go, what's the problem? Because he came home and said, had a great day fishing. It was awesome, or a great vacation. It was just so amazing. It was awesome. And she's just, and I'm like, dude, how many times have I told you? You literally got to tell her she wasn't there. He goes, oh, shit. So she wasn't on the boat. She didn't see the water. She didn't see the clouds. She didn't see the shark. She didn't see the bluefin that we caught. She didn't see any of it. And you didn't tell her. You didn't describe what it looked like. So she has a blank canvas. What the hell does that mean? You had a great vacation. You had a great time fishing. Like, give me an example. Explain it. Break it down. Give me the details. Now here's part 3. What does that mean? Her right brain is always looking for a deeper meaning. She can't help it, and you're not going to change her. You have to tell her what that means. If you don't, her right brain is going to spin and spin and spin. It's going to ask, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? And it will always land on the absolute worst possibility. And you are in trouble, and it's all your fault. Example, let's say you live in an apartment in the city, in a big city. You have to walk up these stairs from the sidewalk. And let's say literally when you go down the stairs like you take a right, and right there's the window to the corner mini mart, right? Right there. You got to go down a flight of 12 steps, and right there is the store. Okay, you don't have to go nowhere. It's right there. You live above the mini mart. Okay, now watch this. So he goes to his girlfriend. Hey, honey, I'm going to go to the mini mart below us. I'm going to get some ice cream. She looks at him and goes, oh, okay. He goes, like, you want anything? No, I'm fine. So you walk out the door, you go down 12 steps, you go to the right, take 6 or 7 steps, and now you're inside the store. Boom, in less than 60 seconds. You know exactly what you want to get. It's right there in the freezer, another 5 steps to the right inside the store. You walk to it, you open it, you grab the ice cream, you turn around, you walk up, there's nobody in line, the cashier rings you up, you have the perfect change, the perfect cash, you give it to them, they give you a receipt, you walk back upstairs in less than 4.35 seconds. Sorry, I meant 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Shazam, you are Superman. Quick, efficient, and awesome. But boy, is she pissed off. And you're thinking, what could have happened between now and 4 minutes ago? I literally just left. Like, what's going on? I bet a lot of you guys have had this experience. And she's pissed at you too, and you're like, well, I don't understand. Everything was 4 minutes and 35 seconds ago. Now she's losing her shit. And you're like, What happened? You forgot the magic code. You have to realize that left brain communication to women is not meaningful. They don't value it very much at all. They really don't. They know it's required for math, business, and science and stuff like that, but they don't really give a shit. It's right brain communication because they're born using their right brain. Their right brain is their home, and her mating system connects to the right brain's communication center. You have to trust me on this, guys. This right brain communication, this right brain way of processing is the world. It is the universe to her. The only thing more important to her than that is God and God only. If you want to have a godlike status in her world, now I'm not kidding, I'm serious. Learn how to speak in the hidden internal language. Learn how to process in the right brain processes. Learn how to open up and process from your right brain, and you will become godlike. You will probably be in third position. First God, second right brain communication, and third you. You're actually going to be parallel because you know how to do it. Second place to God is not a bad deal. Now, here's what happened. Then I'm going to give you the answer, okay? So here's what happened in between you telling her, I'm going to go to the ice cream store. Do you want anything? And she says no. You walk out the door. You go down the steps. You go and buy some ice cream. And you walk back in under 4 minutes and 35 seconds. Boom. Record time. Fast, quick, and efficient. You're home. You should win a damn award. But no, that's not what you're getting. So she's pissed, she's irritated, and you're like, is something wrong? No, I'm fine. And it's obvious she's not fine. You're like, babe, what's going on? What happened? Nothing, right? We've all been through it. And then finally you're like, what the hell's you blow up. What the hell's your problem? Like, what did I do now? Are you sleeping with Sally the cashier? And you're thinking, what? I know I'm quick, but I'm not that fast. So here's the deal. Remember, women cannot read your body language. They can't read you. So when you said I'm going to the grocery store to get some ice cream, her left brain understood and goes, click, click, got it. Check, everything's good. I'm complete. Do not leave the right brain incomplete. Oh my God. You do that, she's going to spin, and she's going to spin, and it's going to fuck, dude, she's going to go crazy, and it's always going to land on the absolute worst possibility, meaning you just had sex with Sally. Now you're thinking, God, women are just batshit crazy. Maybe not. Even if they are, there's a really simple answer to this. The answer is going to blow your mind. And here's the thing, it doesn't make logical sense, but it does make process sense. So here's what happens. The right brain is always looking for a deeper meaning. So if you don't give her the deeper meaning and stop the process once it begins, Nightmare on Elm Street begins. Here's what it does. She goes, oh, okay. He's going to the grocery store to get some ice cream. Okay, boom, got it, logically. Her left brain is the same as yours and understands. But then the right brain goes, wonder what that means. And that's where it starts, guys. It will not freaking stop until you give her the answer. And I'm telling you, this thing starts going faster and faster and faster. It's like literally like she's spinning in circles going 150 miles an hour. Like and literally, it's like a hurricane. I'm not joking. So she goes, well, what does that mean? I wonder if he just needs some space away from me. Well, what does that mean? Is he mad at me? Is he upset? Well, what does that mean? Did I say something wrong? Well, what does that mean? And then she goes, maybe it's something else. Wait a minute. Did he get fired from his job? Well, what does that mean? Well, he won't have no money. Well, what does that mean? We're going to lose our apartment. What does that mean? We're going to be homeless. Well, what does that mean? And she's going to start getting worried. And she's going to spin even deeper. And then she goes, wait a minute. I walked by the corner store today and Sally had on that tight outfit that shows her big triple D boobies. Sally's at work right now. He's down there. Well, what does that mean? Does he like Sally? Well, what if he does? What does that mean? Does he mean he's sexually attracted to Sally? Well, what does that mean? Does that mean he's going to leave me? Does he need space to tell me he's going to break up? He might be having sex with Sally right now. And I'm telling you, you walk in the door and she's going to be angry. She's going to be scared. She's going to be hurt. All because you didn't do one simple thing. And remember, because you didn't do this one simple thing, it's all your fault. Now, I'm not a judge. I'm not saying this is right or wrong or even fair. It probably isn't fair at all. But when it comes to the universe of reality in the world, it's still your fault. So you walk in the door and she screams, "Are you fucking Sally?" And you're thinking, "No, what are you talking about? I was gone for 4.35 minutes. How can I possibly have sex with her? I mean, I know I'm really fast, but I'm not that fast." And so you're losing it. She's losing it. You're thinking she's batshit crazy insane. Here's all you had to do to satisfy her right brain. Are you sitting down? Please sit down. All you had to say was, this is going to blow your mind. See, her right brain again is looking for meaning. If you give her what A means B, she's good. And now she's going to have sex with you. Happily, gladly. All you had to do was tell her what that means. Now, I'm going to break it down so simple it's going to be ridiculous. All you had to say is, "I'm going to the store to get some ice cream." And what that means is, guys, write that down. What that means is. So here's how you say it. "I'm going to the corner store beneath us to get some ice cream. And what that means is, I'm going to the corner store beneath us to get some ice cream." And shazam, shakalaka, she's content, she's fulfilled. You gave her the meaning, and now she's content. And now she goes back to watching the soap operas, and she has no concern about where you're at. And all these years you have put up with women yelling and screaming and accusing you of cheating and liking Sally and blah blah. And all you had to say is, "Honey, I'm going to the grocery store to get some ice cream." And what that means is, now here's the interesting part. The male brain is always thinking, "Oh, what's the right thing to say, Mike?" It doesn't matter what it doesn't matter what the right thing is to say. What matters is the way you say it, the process that you use. In order for her to understand Spanish, all you have to say is what that means is. In other words, you don't go to Mexico and speak to someone in English if they only speak Spanish. You have to speak in the way that they understand you. The right brain processes communication in a different way. Here's the cool thing about it though. All you have to say is, "I'm doing A, and what that means is B." That's it. What that means is done. Okay, fine, I'll give you some examples. "Hey honey, I'm going to go to the corner store beneath us to get some vanilla ice cream." And what that means is, I'm going to the corner store to get some vanilla ice cream. "Do you want some?" "No, I'm fine, babe." Next one. "Hey babe, I'm going to the corner store beneath us to get some vanilla ice cream." And what that means is, I'm going to go to the corner store and I'm going to get some awesome ice cream. "Do you want some?" "No, I'm good, babe." "Babe, I'm going to go to the corner store beneath us and get some vanilla ice cream." And what that means is, I'm going to moonwalk backwards down the stairs, and then I'm going to moonwalk sideways on the sidewalk, and then I'm going to moonwalk forward into the store, and I'm going to get some vanilla ice cream. That's what that means is, bitch. Now here's the funny thing. If you could say the most ridiculous thing. Okay, let's go back to the original one. So if you said, "I'm going to the grocery store to get some ice cream," and what that means is, I'm going to go to the grocery store and get some ice cream, she's going to look at you. She's going to grin. She's going to giggle. She's going to laugh knowing you're being goofy and that made no sense at all. But because it satisfied her right brain's processing, it leaves her feeling content and whole, and it makes her happy. So yeah, she knows you're being a goofball, but it does. See, the problem with most men is you think, "Well, it's the right thing to say. I don't want to say the wrong." It's not about the right or wrong thing. If you do the right thing, it's going to piss her off. And in other words, if you think in terms of logical left brain A or B, you're going to screw it up. It's A and B. Now you might be going, wait, what? You just said no. I did not say the same thing. There's A or B, and there's A and B. This is two different ways of processing communication. The way that men process communication irritates the right brain. They don't like it, and they can't understand it. I break it down during my course, Crack the Female Code, okay? Now, basically, here's the deal. The left brain is the subtraction mind, and when you subtract from people, it really irritates people, even your buddies. The right brain is the addition brain. It's 1 plus 1. Now you're adding to people. People like it when you add to them. In the course, I teach you how to do that. All of a sudden, people like you. Here's the deal. Women are not as complicated as you think. All you have to do is learn how to process in the right brain way and understand the right brain patterns and language. Once you do these 3 things, all of a sudden, women are very understandable. You can carry conversations with them knowing you understand what they're saying. When you're in the left brain, you think you understand, but you don't. You don't even know that you don't even know. But women do. They're very aware that you guys are not communicating. I'm Mike Kollin, this is Crack the Female Code, and I kick ass. My specialty, I teach you how to kick ass in dating, relationships, and life. All of a sudden, your whole world opens up and life becomes fun again. If you're not kicking ass, you're not having fun. If you're not having fun, you're definitely not kicking ass in life. So get started on your ass kicking kit and buy my book, Crack the Female Code now. Read it, 500 pages of much more knowledge and information and breakdown techniques in that book. That's it, guys. God bless you. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And to help out this channel, buy my books, dating relationship books for men and women. We have 2 books for women. We have life coaching, we have relationship coaching, dating coaching for men and women. I specialize in emotional healing and a lot more. Go to MikeKollin.com. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.